These are the new images looming large all over urban Nepal, suave and sleek, pepped up with the energy of competition, each holding ready to claim more than its share of viewers. A new generation of television channels is at base camp, ready to scale the skies. Nepal, a country better known for its temples and tourists, is rippling the airwaves with more than temple bells. The roads are leading its 23 million people to new heights where the skyline is changing. Both satellite and terrestrial broadcasting is being used to reach viewers. Out of the 6 operational channels at present, Nepal Television is the only one broadcasting both terrestrial and satellite. Kantipur is likely to also become satellite in addition to being terrestrial. NTV Metro and Image Metro are terrestrial. Channel Nepal, Nepal One and the soon-to-launch Avenues Television and Shangri-La are all satellite channels. Viewer reach is largely dependent on the mode of broadcasting. The state-run Nepal Television has had a remarkable progress since its launching in 1986. Most of these years alone in Nepalese sky, but competition is welcome.
Well, till few years back, we had a monopoly, and we were the only television broadcasters in Nepal. And now we have 4 channels in the private sector. It's because of the liberal policy of His Majesty's government. And as far as the competition is concerned, we are not afraid of the competition. The only thing is that we want a healthy competition. Competition means is the increase of your quality of your programming and to extend your coverage. So definitely this competition will help us to do that. So we look this way. So we are not afraid of the competition, but we want it should be a healthy competition.
With a fair share of initial controversies over licensing, investment and monopoly issues, by mid-2003, 3 private channels, Nepal One, Image Metro and Kantipur Television joined the already existing Channel Nepal to give competition to the state-run television. All except Nepal One broadcasting from bases within the country.
It's 1 year and month old, around we can say 13 months old channel, and it's a channel basically run from India, and the language of channel is in Nepali. As we are the target audience, we are trying to cater all over. I mean, Nepalese staying all over the world. I mean, could be living in India, could be living in London, could be living in USA. But at present, we reach up to 47 countries in this Asia Pacific region. But we are yet to go to US and some part of Europe.
Image Metro broadcasting within the valley, but with plans to go satellite and cover other urban areas. Kantipur brought more to the competition with a bold aim to cover 70% of the total population within 5 years.
We are almost 1 year old now. We started July of last year, and at the moment we are a mixed family channel that would comprise of 60% of entertainment and 40% of news and current affairs. So that is our composition. There were a few practical problems. We were building a studio building, the building you've just seen. That was being built and it was not complete for transmission. So that delayed the project a little bit. But that helped. That was kind of a blessing in disguise, so that we could prepare a number of softwares before we started. So it was not a very big delay. It was just a couple of months, and it was just one of those practical delays.
Nepal Television responded with NTV Metro to fit into horizontal integration of channels. With a Chinese grant of 500 million, it is ready to exclusively probe the commercial market, leaving NTV to play the public welfare role of state television. In hardware and technology, its competition probably lies with Kantipur Television. For software, lights are ready to blaze on center stage.
is about 1 year ago we established as a regular transmission center to support NTV's motto. I mean, NTV basically has some programs that has to be transmitted for the sake of public service, and those programs which have been directed by the national interest. But NTV Metro doesn't have to go after those kind of programs. So NTV Metro goes towards the remaining part of the segments of programs differing to the national interest. So NTV Metro from the very beginning have been transmitting programs and producing programs and transmitting to the interest of new youth groups. So providing the programs from different sectors and different interests of youth. At the same time, NTV Metro is having the sorts of program which have been categorized to the age group. That means from the very child till the old aged people. So having varieties of program for the entertainment and information to provide these groups. So this is the main reason why NTV Metro has been established.
The viewer is soon going to click on 2 more channels within this year, both satellite channels. And the road is no longer empty for them. Strength has to be tested on the highway of competition. Avenues Television is aiming to be the only exclusive news channel of the country.
Right now we are planning for totally informative television. It will be, Avenues Television will be totally informative television. Informative television means news, current affairs programs, development news, good news, this type of news. Certainly, it will be the purely informative television sort of thing. And the target of the launching is we're in very basic right now. We just have the plan only, because what we feel is right now is not very appropriate time to launch a new channel as an investor, because right now we don't see that much of the business in television industry. So we're planning right now, definitely before the election will come up, because of the news and current affairs programs. So we're planning for that.
Shangri-La is not new to television. It has produced programs for NTV and has had experience with distribution of satellite channels. Now it aims for a comeback as a pay channel on education and entertainment. On air, with a growth rate of 30%, the television industry is speeding ahead of the industry growth of 10% only. Investments are expected to reach a total of over 2 billion rupees for all 8 channels. Attitude and working from strengths is on. Companies bring a synergy of their media and market experience into this competition. Kantipur Television, with an edge over technology and human resources, also brings its brand name from the print media into play. With a nationwide terrestrial license, it is strongly placed to compete with NTV, especially in local news, although 60% of its programming seems to be towards entertainment.
We are very conscious about what kind of quality we serve to our viewers, and for which we are very proud that we have a fantastic set of production hardware, and the manpower that we have, the professionals we are in this organization are very, very conscious about what we serve our viewers. So I think the consciousness itself is bigger than the facilities we have. So obviously we're proud to say that we all our competitors in the run all the time.
Kantipur publication runs the largest circulation of Nepal's news daily. Kantipur FM radio also holds sway on listeners.
Yeah, compared to other stations, probably yes, but Kantipur television operates in a very independent manner. We share the same name, and Kantipur Group partly owns the company, but it has its own independent management. So I think it is more pressure than advantage, because Kantipur is a very established name where media is concerned. So being the youngest in the lot of the three different sections of the press, I think it is more pressurous than advantageous.
NTV's strength lies in its years of experience and its being a government media. When compared to other Asian countries, its growth from microwave linking to regional relay stations and then satellite has been rather quick, doing this in almost half the time than what other Asian countries took to do. But now is the time for introspection.
अहिले नेपालमा देखा परेको जति पनि टेलिभिजन स्टेशन्सहरु छन् गभर्नमेन्ट प्लस प्राइभेट सेक्टर्स देयर आर लट अफ प्रोग्राम्स कमिङ अप धेरै नयाँ किसिमको प्रोग्रामहरु आइरहेछ र यसले निश्चय रूपमा नेपाल टेलिभिजनको कार्यक्रमलाई यसले प्रभाव पार्छ तर तत्कालै नपारे पनि यसले दीर्घकालीन इन द लङ टर्म इट विल ह्याभ अ इफेक्ट on our program also. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to get a new strategies, new policies to compete with them. So in a way it has एक प्रकारले भन्यो भने यो राम्रैसँग आछ किनभने यसले गर्दाखेरि हामीलाई आफ्नो प्रोग्रामको क्वालिटी बढाउनको लागि यसले सहयोग गर्छ किनभने एक्लै यात्रा गर्दाखेरि त्यो हामी कसरी गरिरहेछौं के गरिरहेछौं त्यो थाहा नहुन सक्छ तर जब अरु प्रतिस्पर्धी आउँछन् त्यो प्रतिस्पर्धासँग हाम्रो भ्युअर्सहरुलाई लुज नगर्नको लागि हामीले चाहिँ आफ्नो कार्यक्रमको स्तर हाम्रो लोकप्रियता त्यसको रोचकता त्यसको विविधतामा चाहिँ हामी नयाँ किसिमको चाहिँ नीति नयाँ किसिमको चाहिँ स्ट्र्याटेजीहरुलाई अपनाएर हाम्रो प्रोड्युसर्सहरुलाई चाहिँ बढी त्यसमा चाहिँ इन्भल्भ गराएर ती प्रोग्रामहरुसँग हामी कम्पिट गर्न सक्छौं र जसले गर्दाखेरि हामीले हाम्रो नियमित दर्शकहरुलाई लुज गर्दैनौं
टेलिभिजन स्थापना हुने बित्तिकै अब हाम्रो स्ट्र्याटेजी के हुने भन्ने बारेमा हामी त्यति आत्तिनु पर्ने स्थिति छैन किनभने we have long history, we are experienced, so we are producing our program and news what audience want. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि हामीसँग त्यो ट्रेन मेन पावर हामीसँग छ हामीसँग लामो अनुभव छ तर यसको सँगसँगै केही प्राइभेट च्यानलहरु आउँदाखेरि मान्छेहरुलाई स्वाभाविकै हो कि केही नयाँ टेस्ट लिन चाहन्छन् त्यसैले अहिले आएका प्राइभेट च्यानलहरुले कस्तो कार्यक्रमहरु बनाइरहेका छन् के गरिरहेछन् भन्ने कुरा हेर्नलाई मान्छेले रुचाएका हुन् तर नेपाल टेलिभिजनको तुलनामा अरु प्राइभेट च्यानलको कार्यक्रम तुलना हुन सक्दैन तर त्यसलाई के छ धेरै कुरा हेर्नु पर्यो हाम्रो क्वालिटीको कुराहरु टेक्निकल पार्टको कुराहरु तर के छ भने अलिकति न्यूजमा खास गरी हामी गभर्नमेन्ट मिडिया भएको नाताले हाम्रो छुट्टै दायित्व छ सरकारी दायित्व पनि छ हाम्रो आधिकारिक इन्फर्मेसनको पनि दायित्व छ त्यसकारणले गर्दाखेरि मात्रै होइन भने हामी उनीहरुसँग कम्पिटिसनमा जानुपर्छ भन्ने स्थिति छैन हामी धेरै अगाडि छौं तर दर्शकको चाहना अनुसार चाहिँ हाम्रा कार्यक्रमहरुलाई परिमार्जित गर्दै जानुपर्ने स्थिति छ त्यो अनुसार हामी गर्छौं
NTV's wide coverage is also a major factor to reckon with, covering more than 60% of the population and over 40% of land in this mountain country. 85% of viewers watch local news on NTV due to this wide base.
The aims of being terrestrial and satellite broadcasting is that our government, His Majesty's government, wants to give a free signal to every house of Nepalese people. For that, if you have only satellite, then every household cannot afford to have an antenna, you see. So what we do is we establish relay stations in many areas. So in those relay stations, we put low power transmitter. And with we transmit, we broadcast locally. You know, if we do that, the people get our signal free. They don't need to go to the cable operators, or they don't need to buy an antenna for that. So that is our objectives, to reach every Nepalese house and with free signals.
With an already strong market revenue, mainly through news viewership, NTV has launched NTV Metro to garner revenue through programming for urban audiences, where commercial strength lies.
NTV Metro also has been established to support economically in near future to come, because there has been so many channels emerging as mushroom in Nepal, in a small country. But the programs in nature have been almost similar to Nepal television. So we want to give such kind of programs which are differing from all these channels, including Nepal television. That is why NTV Metro has been established.
Channel Nepal's strength is its cable connectivity through its associate Spacetime network. Over 60,000 connections and majority of cable operators are associated with them. It can maximize on this distribution factor. Image Metro, smaller but with experience and large archives of programs. With Nepal One, its strength might prove to be its range in entertainment programs and its satellite coverage. Avenues Television has a strong link-up with advertisers. Being a major buyer of advertising time, it may have the strength to sustain and move faster. As a news channel, it will target the strongest section of commercial revenue in television programming.
Basically, Advertising Avenues is major buyers of television timing on Nepal television. So it have a measure around 40 to 50% market share on the television buying. So that is the strength of the Advertising Avenues. So if there will be more television channels, definitely it will increase the volume of Advertising Avenues media buying business also. So that is a strength also, that is a challenge also. So I think Advertising Avenues do have that strength to buy more television buying from the new television channels too. So that is the strength and contribution too. Our competitors, they are focused on the general channels, general content. They'll go for serials also, they'll go for news also, they'll go for song also, music, sports, everything. But we are not going to concentrate ourselves in the general content. So we are focused in news and current affairs programs, basically informative content only. That is, I think, will be our strength.
Shangri-La Channel, being a pay channel, will look forward to an audience not dependent on cable operators. With programming on education, it is tapping a different source. Competition ultimately boils down to sustenance in a slow market. An estimated 72% of viewers in the country watch Star Plus and about 50% watch Sony for entertainment programs. Production values will compete not just within the country but against Indian channels, especially in the entertainment sector. Skilled manpower at manageable costs, quality production value within the limited revenue returns, and operating costs will at times clash and compromise.
Well, the strategy would be, according to me, first the look, because it's the look that is going to grab the attention of the viewers. Then I would say the content, because if you don't have the content, you won't be able to sustain the viewers' attention. Then after that, I would definitely put it on the marketing area, is how much and how well you sell it. Let's say advertisement, it's necessary even to advertise your software.
त्यसमा देखाएको हैन अब त्यो नारीहरुलाई हैन विशेष गरेर देखाएको हुन्छ के राम्रो बनाएर देखाएको हुन्छ त्यही भएर राम्रो लाग्छ उनीहरुले हरेक क्षेत्रमा जितेको हुन्छ त्यो फरक भन्दा पनि गरेको पाइन्छ नेपालीमा चाहिँ उ पात्र नेपाली गरेको क्या मौलिक पाइन्न
उनीहरु छन् नि तिनीहरुले चाहिँ हिन्दी सिरियललाई विशेष गरी फोकस गरेर हेरेको पाउँछौं तर मलाई चाहिँ हिन्दी सिरियल पटक्कै मन पर्दैन किनभने त्यो चाहिँ अहिलेको यो आन्दोलनकारीहरुको नेताहरुले प्रतिनिधित्व गरेको आन्दोलन जस्तो सधैँ लम्ब्याको लम्बै छ यो कसौटी 300 भाग पुगिसक्यो कहिले सकिन्छ कुसुम 400 भाग पुगिसक्यो कहिले सकिन्छ एउटा मान्छेले लगातार बिहा गरेछ एउटासँग गरेछ फेरि गयो अर्कोसँग गरेछ फेरि उ मरेछ फेरि त्यहीसँग गरेछ कहिले उसले दिदी बनाछ कहिले त्यसैसँग बिहा गरेछ बच्चा पाछ फेरि उ गरेछ फेरि
त्यो त ठगे पनि तिनीहरुले राम्रै तरिकाले लगेको हुन्छ नि हामीलाई हेर्दाखेरि त एकदम इन्ट्रेस्टिङ लाग्छ नि त्यस्तो नराम्रोसँग त गरेको जस्तो लाग्दैन जति बढाए पनि राम्रै तरिकाले बढाएको जस्तो लाग्छ है बढाउन त बढाउँछ
कस्तोमा डेभ भनेर एउटा डेभलप गर्नुपर्छ पहिला टेक्निकली ट्रेनिङहरु सम्बन्धित क्षेत्रमा
Okay, the work I am doing right now is I'm producing news, and the training I took in the Institute of Television and Films, well, it helped me to gain confidence. You know, the major part has been because I was a journalist before. I was working with the Kathmandu Post. That has helped me a lot, more than the training. But you know, training did one thing to me that gave me a lot of confidence with the latest gadgets that we are using, the equipments, and working in the studio, that has given me an edge over my peers, and I think that's the biggest advantage.
अहिले के छ भने थुप्रै स्टेसन आछन् थुप्रै कार्यक्रमहरु चाहिन्छ त्यो कार्यक्रम निर्माण गर्नको लागि चाहिँ अहिले दर्शक जनशक्तिको चाहिँ अभावै छ र भविष्यमा अझ त्यसको चाहिँ माग बढ्ने स्पष्ट देखिएको छ र अहिले कार्यक्रम बनाउने क्रममा प्राइभेट हाउसेसहरु प्रोडक्सन हाउसेसहरु पनि चाहिँ खुलिरहेछ र त्यसको त्यो कार्यक्रम निर्माण गर्ने सन्दर्भमा यस्ता किसिमका ट्रेनिङहरुले जुन तपाईहरुले सञ्चालन गर्नु भएको छ यसले बजारमा जुन डिमान्ड छ चाहिँ टेक्निशियन्सहरुको प्रोड्युसर्सहरुको क्यामेराम्यान्सहरुको त्यो चाहिँ त्यसलाई सप्लाई गर्ने चाहिँ उद्देश्य हो भने यस्ता ट्रेनिङहरु चाहिँ निश्चित रूपमा पनि उपलब्धिमूलक हुनेछन् भन्ने मलाई लाग्दछ
अहिले म इन्स्टिट्युट अफ टेलिभिजन फिल्म्स एन्ड परफर्मिङ आर्ट्समा छु र जुन लाजिमपाटमा अवस्थित छ र मेरो सामु अहिले यहाँ प्रोडक्सन र डाइरेक्सनको तालिम लिइराख्नु भएका विद्यार्थीहरू हुनुहुन्छ
नेपालमा के कुराहरू छ हैन यति धेरै कुराहरू छ यति धेरै रिसोर्सेसहरू छ जसलाई हामी चाहिँ लिएर आएर त्यसलाई इन्टरनेशनल मार्केटमा नि सेल गर्न सक्छौं वा चाहिँ नेपालमै भने त्यो कुरालाई देखाएर एउटा अर्नर लिभिङ ह्यान्ड्स टु माउथ वा चाहिँ त्योभन्दा बढी गर्न सक्छौं र मेरो फोकस के कुरा भन्छ नि नेपालको त्यस्तो अनसिन इश्युजहरु त्यसलाई ल्याएर
एउटा प्रोडक्सन एन्ड डाइरेक्सनको स्टुडेन्टको रूपमा हेर्ने भने हैन सबै थ्योरी बुझेर हेर्ने भने चाहिँ त्यो प्रोग्रामहरु चाहिँ धेरै कुरा नमिले जस्तो लाग्छ के त्यो प्रोग्रामहरु हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ तर जब हामीले यो प्रोडक्सन एन्ड डाइरेक्सन भन्दा बाहिरको रूपमा हेरेर उनीहरुले त्यसमा खर्च गर्ने पैसाहरु हैन त्यसमा दिने टाइम हाम्रो टेलिभिजनहरुको मार्केटहरुलाई हेर्ने भने चाहिँ उनीहरुले बनाएको प्रोग्राम चाहिँ त्यति सानो सीमित मार्केटमा त्यति सानो पैसामा बनाएको भनेको त मलाई उच्च स्तरीय जस्तो लाग्छ किनकि हामीले ठूलो लेभलको प्रोग्रामहरु बनाउने र एनटिभीबाट ब्रोडकास्ट गर्ने हैन हाम्रो सानो मार्केटमा ब्रोडकास्ट गर्ने भने चाहिँ त्यसको त लगानी पनि उठ्दैन त्यो कारणले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ गाह्रो हुन्छ त्यसैले एज अ प्रोडक्सन एन्ड डाइरेक्सनको स्टुडेन्टले भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ धेरै चीज गर्न बाँकी छ
I think a good director should be, first of all, well organized in terms of working with people, and he should be what we call a leader, somebody that can organize people's work, and somebody that people listen to and follow. And also, I think he should have a lot of imagination, and he should also be able to solve problems on the spot when something unexpected happens and things needs to be changed, and he should be able to do that. I think also a good director should be able to work under a lot of stress, because my understanding of this work is that there is so many things happening around that distract you and make you angry and nervous and everything, that you really need to be able to work in those conditions.
Well, as the increasing numbers of the channels, even in the private sectors and even in the public sector, so we need manpower. That's trained manpower. We started with a raw manpower at the beginning. I remember 20 years back when we had recruited young people who even had not seen television, who never had a television set at their homes. What we did is that we had a couple from YLE, that is Finland Television here. We had an institution called WIF, Worldview International. So we train our people there, the basic, how to use camera, how to write script, how to edit, and what is the role of lights and what is the role of sounds in making films, So we started from that. So if a trained manpower we get, we'll definitely take them.
I've seen a lot here in Nepal, but what's it Nepalese television, but not enough. Not enough to really be able to give you a good assessment of what I think, how the production is, what the content is like, and the variety that's there. But you do need to create your own product, just exactly like you are doing now here on the street. This you need to do more and more. And this equipment you've got is good. I use the same DV cam. I use also big cameras, and I have my own production company. But the more you can tell your own stories and tell them to your people and to the world outside of Nepal, the stronger your identity becomes. You have your own cultural identity. You have your own understanding of how the world is. The more you can present that in a positive and clear way, the stronger your image becomes in the world.
अनि प्रायः चाहिँ नेसनल जियोग्राफीहरू यस्तै हेर्छु म है अलि साहित्यतिरको अलि गीत सङ्गीततिरको छ भने म्युजिक प्रोग्रामहरू त्यस्तो चाहिँ हेर्छु फ्र्याङ्क भन्छु म पक्का नेपाल टिभी चाहिँ हेर्दिनँ के म
Nepal television is primarily ahead on its local news viewership and foreign channels on entertainment and information. But the gap seems to be reducing with local entertainment viewing around 50%. A probable increase might also come up with programming, soft news and information. Independent production companies are coming up with software, as running television in studio productions might be more costly for some channels. Moreover, it's a time of swapping manpower on regular basis among the old and new channels.
The Dibediste International, it's a software company. We make programs, documentaries, videos, and software company. We sell programs to different channels, and we are making 4 programs. We are making 4 programs a week. 2 is every day a week, and 2 is once a week. One is Himalayan Heartbeats. It's a musical program. Anchor goes to different places and he show different places, meet with different peoples, and we show music videos also.
Although music videos have flooded the market, some are coming up with quality and might be a third favorite for viewers after local news and soaps.
Music नेपाली फिल्म भन्दा चाहिँ हिन्दी हेर्न बढी जान्छ हैन नेपाली फिल्महरु भन्दा अनि अहिले आएको त्यो पप गीतहरु चाहिँ बढी गइराछ नेपालमै त्यसको बेलामा इंग्लिश र नेपाली जो अहिले बराबर भइराछ
पहिलो भन्दा अहिले अलिकति चाहिँ भिडियोहरु पनि राम्रो देखिन्छ राम्रो भिडियो पनि आइराछ त्यसपछि आजकल अलि म्युजिक अलि राम्रो पनि जस्तो अलि सुनो लागिराछ.
This nascent industry has a cautious eye on sustenance as it probes a market where revenue returns are critical. To cut out competition and win over advertisers, some channels are offering advertising prices close to print media rates or at best radio broadcast rates. Maybe the present business is being weaned away from the print media towards television and not a new market of its own.
We do have around 35 crores rupees Nepalese currency is our business right now, and the growth rate of the television commercials are around 20 to 25.
Entertainment sector, quality are produced, some estimate maybe around 18,000 pieces per minute.
basically depend on the viewership of the program and the time of the program. As viewership increases, and it takes some time. Of course, there are quite a large number of television stations in Nepal in compared to the national economy. But I think the advertising tariff will go on and it will increase.
Revenue sharing is heavily tipped towards television. It's over 200 million, 100 million from news production alone.
Nepal television do have the major chunk of this. Around by 5 to 10% will decrease. Right now, for another 2 years, I think nobody can beat Nepal television's this commercial revenue. I do believe that now if you calculate the number of the station, yes, we do have around 7 signals. But if you calculate technically, we do have only 3 satellite signals in the country and 2 signals for the terrestrial in Kathmandu. 2 signals. So actually 7 signals are not competent with each other. But again, the content-wise, they have a competition, yes. So what I believe is, for Nepal, if you take as a total entire Nepal's point of view, definitely I think 3 to 4 signals will be the commercially viable in this country.
The new channels have to balance out operating costs against revenue and yet hold on to technical and program quality. With 6 channels on air and 2 more to come, breaking even will take a few years. How many will depend on the health of commercial industry in the country.